everyone, I am very excited because look at what I have already. Now this has been shipped out by Waterstones in the UK. I do tend to order from them because they do often ship out a little bit early. So let's have a look at the book. It is the standard size of Johanna Basford's larger size normal books. You know, she has done a few A4 and a few smaller ones, but this is her sort of standard size square book. And here's the back. From the best-selling Queen of Colouring, a gorgeous new colouring book of wonderful worlds for you to explore. Let your creativity take you on an incredible journey to faraway lands as you add colour to beautiful fairy tale realms. So there it is, Magical World. Sorry, my light's on, so it's sort of shiny. You can see we've got our sort of blue, baby blue and gold. So this is the UK edition, hence the spelling of colouring. And apparently in the US edition there's a little penguin hidden on the cover, which I really wanted to try and spot when Johanna made her videos, but I couldn't spot it. So I'd love to know where that is, but it's not on my copy. Right, let's open the book and have a little look. So on the inside we have no French flap, no dust wrapper, nothing. This is just the inside of the front cover. It's a little bit different to some of her books where we had a little flap here, and actually much easier for colouring because you haven't got that line. And we've got all sorts of different items on the inside of the cover. Just to say quickly, to interrupt myself, I do have a colouring book index sheet for this. I'll put a link in the description, free download. So if you want to note when you colour each page, when you start it, when you finish it, what colouring materials you'll use, there's all that available for you for free. Let's carry on. So here we have our title page. We have a lovely circular design. I rather like these. Johanna said when she did her little flip through that she liked them too, and she there's a few in here, which is nice. I'm a bit confused as to why we haven't got that there. That's repeated there, but that's not repeated there. There's a little mushroom house there, pumpkin house there, very seasonal. We have the three moths. I think she said this was the girl gang, i.e. her and her daughters, which is really, really sweet. I don't know who's who. I assume that's, I don't know. Anyway, we have a lovely This Book Belongs To page. So we've got a little jewel, mushrooms, a castle, which is rather nice. It's all symmetrical. I'm trying to work out whether I can make this a bit less glary for you. I think that might be better. I might just put the main light on. Hold on a minute. I'll make it look a little bit yellowy, but I think it'll be easier to see. But we don't have the glare from the lamp then. There we go. Now this intro page has her introduction on this side, her colouring tips on this side. I'm going to read the intro. We all need a little escape from time to time, so open this book and lose yourself for a while in the magical worlds within. There are enchanted inkscapes to explore and bring to life with colour, as well as smaller individual compositions for days when you need a burst of charm and delight. From dragons and flowery sloths to flying fish and regal kingfishers, my magical worlds are teeming with curious creatures ready to greet you. Have fun exploring these whimsical landscapes and let your imagination run wild. Now this page is almost, the borders are almost the same on both. But if you look carefully, you can see there's a mushroom in this corner, little house here, moth here and bottle here. And on this side it's different. So we've got a snail, a fish, a beetle and a little flower. So that's nice. And down here we've got a few different things. We've got a rocket, a bottle, a turtle or tortoise, probably a fish and a toadstool. So that's rather sweet. And here we actually start for real. So we have got 16 items on this page. It's a little seasonal, very on trend pumpkin house, beetle, teapot, frog, little moth, and this one's interesting, a sort of balloon with a whale inside, bottle of flowers, flamingo. There's a very similar looking boat, isn't there, in Small Victories that I remember doing a couple of times, which was really nice. Look at that. The imagination a bird on some, you know, flying fish. Why? It's amazing. And here we have, this is one that Johanna's going to be doing in her book tour, her online book tour that she's doing. She's done a little preview for it, and if you go on her website you can find all the details, and this is one of the pages that she's doing in it. Now I love this little sea monster, sort of octopusy sea monster. He's so cute. He's almost reminds me a bit of a Maria Trolle page where she has a sort of face in a rock type thing going on. And this turtle, I love him. I love colouring these, and we had one in Small Victories that I adored, and now we've got another one, so I'm really excited about him. And the sloth is something new. I don't think I've ever coloured one before, so that's going to be interesting. There's a lot of leaves on this page and a lot of repetition, so I can see that that might be a little bit daunting for some people, but I think it'll be fine. It's just mixing it up or making it, you know, trying to keep it interesting. I've already got loads of ideas going through my head, but we won't go into those now. So we have frogs and snails, which is a really, is that, that's what little boys are made of. Is it frogs and snails and puppy dogs' tails? Is it something else? I don't know. Anyway, so we have frog on a mushroom, snail on a leaf, frog on a lily pad, snail on a mushroom, frog on a lily pad, snail. They're so sweet. I do like them. Now here we have 6 designs, so they're a little bit bigger than the ones on the previous page that were small, that were, you know, 16 on a page. But they seem to be all houses apart from this one, which is just sort of floral design with little leaf lamps. But this one we have a little mailbox or a little window or bird box or something like that, as we do on this one and this one and this one and this one. That's interesting. And then here we have a sea monster. I have a feeling, I don't think this is one of hers from her. I can't remember, from her art, from her tour, book tour. I'm not sure. We've got a lot of treasures to colour down here, but not as many as can be daunting as in the Ivy books, but still a few. Now we have a very friendly looking dragon with lots of florals. My husband's trying to draw dragons at the minute. I shall show him that one in a minute so you can have a little look. And here we have this sort of mystery tunnel going through with the castle on top. Now this is the only sort of big double-paged detailed spread that this is the one I'm going to find the most daunting. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it and be happy when I'm done. Not happy when I'm done meaning happy it's finished, but you know, happy with it when I'm done. But these sorts of corally things here, or whatever they are, I always never know how to colour, so I shall probably be looking at other people's versions first to see what to do. But we have here a lovely moth. I think we've got a lot of moths in here, I seem to remember. So this is very pretty. So we have a sort of floral island with a little cottage on, lovely sort of street lamp. And I seem to remember Johanna saying this is designs that she used to draw when she was young, but I think this sort of celestial idea is rather sweet. The background's going to be interesting. I've got a few ideas for that already. Now this page we have a big mix of different items sort of repeating, so you can colour them the same, so you could colour all your pairs the same. There's one there and one there and things like that. And we've got pumpkins going on, we've got all sorts of different things in here, and turnips and jars and bottles and butterflies. Now this to me looks like a hummingbird and a rather special looking flower. It's a slightly smaller design, so slightly less daunting if you don't want to do like a whole page, but you could just put I might put a bit of pastel around there. You could splash some watercolours, distress ink, something like that. Now this looks like loads of houses. So we've got our kettle, pumpkin, shoe, coffee pot, plant pot, watering can, vase, apple, clock, another kettle, teapot, candelabra, and I'd say that's like a Turkish coffee pot. Those look so cute and definitely be colouring those for you in a series. Now here are the dragons, which I think Johanna's girls didn't like, but they are rather cute. I feel like they need furry faces though. There's fur, and I've never thought of them as having fur, but it doesn't matter, does it? But each of them is slightly different in a slightly different situation, so that's rather sweet. Can do each of them in different colours if you want. This one's got a crown on. Now here is our sort of candy land. I think this almost looks like a Christmassy gingerbread house type thing going on, sort of snowy icing vibes, and you know, it's got a rainbow as well. So lots of candy canes and things, so I think I might save that one for a sort of Christmassy type picture. And here we have a little fish in a plant pot. I think that's a really interesting idea, and I love colouring succulents, so that's going to be a nice one to do. Here we have 3 separate ones, a very similar theme but just on their own, so you could draw in a shelf, a background, or just leave them. I love this giraffe, just cute. And we have a boat in this one, and houses, sort of domed buildings, and this one more normal looking British houses. Now here is one of our circular designs. Again, I don't think no, it's not the same as the one on the front. We've got buildings and boats and all sorts of things going on in there. And then this one is just quite simple house leaves. We have got a bottle, a key, a butterfly, and a little sack of love hanging in there, and a few stars. But if you want something sort of a little bit easier, I think that's the one. I love the roof. It's cute. Now this is going to be an interesting one. So we have our crab holding what looks like it could very well be a pearl with the things going on inside. Now how do we make that look like a pearl? You know, with the shine and the side, the fact that it's cylindrical or spherical. I mean, you know, interesting one. I have another moth design here with the gemstones. And here we have lots and lots of castles. Well, 9 in fact, but all very different designs, different types of roofs, and different walls and surrounds and things like that. And this one, is this one of the ones from there's a free download from this book. I'm not sure if it is this one. It's similar to this. And we have our tortoise. Love him. I'm not sure if it's this one. I don't think you catch me walking down there. No thank you. Oh, we have a nice owl here. I would be very tempted to do this with a sort of autumnal theme, you know, autumn leaves. Owl, it always feels autumnal. This is the sort of very detailed page. If you just want something to, with your very fine thin pencils, and just to sort of colour away. I've done pages like this before and put a black background in. It takes a long time. Now we have another circular one, but this time with our sort of sweet treats. So we have various lollipops and marshmallows, and we have donuts. I nearly said bagels then. No, donuts and things like that. And we have a smaller section of these which are really cute and adorable. Again, I'm feeling slightly Christmassy vibes, but I don't know why. I think it's because of this, which is obviously icing and not snow. But now we have a more magical one with all these potions. Again, lots to do. I don't know if they're all different or if we've got any repeating. Well, we do have repeating. I can see that. This one, this one, this one. Yeah, there's a repeating one. So you can do all the same, or you can just do them all different. Not all the same, but you know what I mean. And we have a sweet little scene here with a fire and a sort of bubbling cauldrons. There's lots of magic going on in this one. And this also looks a little magical to me. The moth is going to be towing the house up into the air. It's a lovely thatched cottage with its little crisscross windows and Tudor style bits going on there. Very sweet. And we have a sort of froggy, lily paddy, slightly magical with our stars, almost Frog Prince fairy tale-y in my is going into my head. But I do love colouring lilies and lily pads. That's really nice. Now this one is rather surreal. We have these flowers with buildings growing out of them. It's just very different, and I think it's going to be really interesting to try and work out quite how to colour it. Do we make the colours match? Different, you know, that sort of thing. But I like the sort of structure of it. I think it'll be fun. Now here we have again a symmetrical design. We have moths, a beetle maybe, not sure. I probably do them stripy, and some florals and things. It reminds me of a picture in Enchanted Forest, I think, with flowers hanging down over, and maybe it's or maybe World of Flowers. There we have lots and lots of snails. Now these snails are slightly strange because they have an eye drawn on their head when these are actually their eyes, but I think it makes them look much cuter, and I can absolutely see why that's happened. I like colouring snails, particularly when you've got a shell like that to do, but these don't have the same sort of spiral shells. They have things going on inside, which is really interesting and so imaginative. This is definitely one of Johanna's pages she's going to do in her book tour. So I had thought about doing it because obviously Halloween is coming, but I wondered whether I wouldn't because she's done it already. She's going to be doing it, so you might want to colour along with her rather than me. So I'm not sure yet. She's doing this one as well. I've seen her, this one partially coloured. So we've got our two dragons, both very different. These are the type that I think get called worms because they've got no legs or arms. Well, this one's got arms, but this one hasn't. This one is holding greedily onto this egg. I think this egg could be so, you know, I'm thinking Fabergé egg, shiny, jewelled, intense dark royal blues or something. We'll see. Probably end up in pink. So we have a very regal looking duck here carrying a whole palace on its back. I love colouring these little bits of water and things, such fun. And here we have a house over lots of flowers. We have a tree house with a little town in it and below it, and lamps hanging down. Now we have quite a mix of different things on this page. So we have this beetle, but then we have a sort of cupcake house and an ink pot and a sort of toadstool, and then a fish, and then another mushroom, and then 3 jars, and then, you know, I love the randomness of it. We've got a teapot with a bird with a crown and a butterfly, and it's make a really interesting different colouring series because everyone is going to be just so different. They're not linked in any way. Now here we have a sort of globe with a lot of trees, house, boat on it, a house above. It's an interesting, very different again. And this next one we have sort of square in the background, so that's going to encourage you to think of some sort of background, but not too difficult because it's not such a big area. But it's still quite a big area for pencils. Probably you'd use pastels. We've got a whale. Another tree house. Oh yes, I remember Johanna said she only drew in some leaves because she knew they could be daunting. So that'll be an interesting one to colour. I think I would colour the whole thing in one colour and then do something extra on the leaves. I'm not sure. Now we have a bird with a very important fish in a bottle. Why is he important? I don't know. The bird just looks really important. Now this is an interesting one. Gemstones. Lots of them to practice colouring, all with different florals. I think some people will be very frightened of this page, but they are quite, the way they're all drawn, I'm looking at each one thinking I can colour each of those. I would be able to do it, so I'm sure I'll do it for you guys and show you how to do it. Well, show you how I'm going to do it in lots of different ways. I have a cute little fox in a wreath of detailed flowers, so many flowers in there, little flowers, bigger flowers. Here is our crowned kingfisher. I haven't seen kingfisher for ages down on the canal. And a toucan, I think, with standing on a bottle holding a lamp. Why not? Now again we have 16 images. So we've got a beetle, a dragon, a fish, a plant, flowers, what's that, lobster, a bottle with balloons, a sort of lamp, I think, stork, or yeah, feathers, fish diving into a book, and a little plant. And here we have a very interesting, quite surreal design with birds on rainbows, which I think is interesting. We have a cloud raining on a little village. I think it's on top of us at the moment. It's raining, that's why I put the light on. And this one is quite interesting, a lovely little air balloon with the house inside, but we've got no people. It's just floating off on its own, nobody there. And we have a sort of galaxy type one, little tiny house and this huge sort of space. I think it's really quite interesting idea. I don't know what these bits are. Maybe the bits of the smoke, I'm not sure. Now we have a boat with balloons. We have 2 winged horses. They are completely symmetrical, and yeah, I can see what Johanna said. She didn't put horns in there because they would hit each other, which was right. I can see gold wings, I think. House and flowers. Now we have an underwater house with a very ornate looking frame. That's I can see that in gold. Lovely blues and things. Look at this whale. He looks like he's singing. It's lovely. And we have more space, rockets and planets, and more planets. Lots of space going on here. And little plants, lots of different plants. I think 15 there. All sorts of different interesting designs, and a hare. In this one, there's a lot of detail in this page. Lots of leaves, a few flowers, little toadstool houses. And here we have another pair of hares. Reminds me of Kit Williams. Lovely. I'm sitting back to back. And 3 houses in bottles. We do like our houses in bottles. Now we have, ooh, he's not so friendly looking, is he? Interesting Loch Ness monster, sea monster, something like that. It's the teeth. Scary teeth. And we have 3 nighttime moths. And the end. Yes, so I think that the island page must be the free download, because there was definitely sort of islands together. So anyway, we are going to do a little bit of colouring. We're going to use the colour palette test page, I think, because we've got a little design. We've got a little one here, and we've got a little one here. I think we'll do the fish. I am going to put my lamp on, because when I come in close it won't look as glary, and we'll have a better colour. There he is. I need to put some paper behind the page. Just grab some. Sorry for all the rustling. Just reminds me I need to change one of my video descriptions, because it says on it that it's every single one of Johanna's books completed. I completed, but I haven't, because I haven't completed this one yet. Okay, I'm going to use my Ergosoft, these 36 Ergosofts, advertising Lost Ocean. Right, where should we start? Let's grab a green and do some leaves. Here we go, 38. I can hear my boys shouting at each other in the kitchen. They're supposed to be putting some food on for me. So we'll see what I get for tea. I should really go down and help them, but I'll give them a little bit longer. So I'm going to do this one down here as well. I quite fancy doing the colours a little bit symmetrical. I'm just blocking this in because it's really small. I'm pretty sure this is a design that is from a different page. Now I do use these colour palette test pages. I find them quite useful. I'm going to use number 5 because if you're using a pen or a pen or a wet medium, like, I don't know, watercolour pencils or something, I always want to double check what's going to happen. So I do find them good. I usually use the other side though, not this side, because this could soak through, you know, it doesn't matter so much. The cover is a bit more sturdy, so it can take a bit more. Okay, where should we go next? We go number 52. I need a sharpener. We've got all these little grasses inside our fish. I'm going to colour these with 52. So I'm very, very excited to have the book. It's I was hoping it might come a bit earlier in the day, but our post, at least it came today, because I was told it would come today by Waterstones, and our postal service in our town isn't brilliant. We're a bit short-staffed, and you don't always get your post on the day it's sort of promised, so I was a little bit worried. I'm going to use 50 to do these leaves. I'm going to do them a little bit darker near the edge of the fish. So yeah, so I wasn't sure whether I would get it, and I was out this morning, but husband was in, so if it had arrived early he would have been here to pick it up. But I've just been sort of a bit restless this afternoon, waiting for it to come, you know, and excited. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do 57 for the leaves on the outside. Why are there oak leaves in the sea? I don't know. Now, I haven't quite decided which picture I'm going to do first for you for videos, but I will start making them as soon as I can, which will be tomorrow. It's getting too late today. And yeah, I haven't quite decided. As I said, the pumpkin seems really appropriate, but I thought you might want to hold off and do Johanna's from her book tour, which starts, I think, the week after next. I think she's giving everyone a bit of a chance to get their books first, because obviously if you're buying from a shop rather than waiting for it in the post, you might not be able to get out and get it right away. So I think she gives everyone, also of course it doesn't come out on the same day in every country, as we know, because you guys in America would due yours before us in the UK, 56, but I know that there are people in Germany that have had theirs already. So even though they weren't due to come out, I don't think in Germany yet. So it's it all depends. So I think she just wanted everyone to have a chance to get their copies before she just, you know, released it. I'm trying to decide whether that bit there is part of that grass or whether it goes behind the leaf, and I just cannot decide. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about it too much. What colour is my fish going to be? I'm thinking maybe blue. Maybe blues. Let's grab a blue. This is 63, and I am going to do this bit here. I'm going to fade it a little bit towards the edge, like that. And do it like that. And I might use a little bit of this for the tail, but there's two parts to the tail, so I might use two colours. Here's, I'm going to use this one, but I'm not going to do the end of the tail in this colour. Use a different blue. There we go. Excuse me. I'm going to use number 3 for the end of the tail. So yeah, I hope you all get your books soon. I'm very excited to have mine, and I know that Amazon isn't always reliable at sending them out, but I really hope that you get them. I know a lot of people will have ordered through Amazon. This is 30. I can do it for the rest of this fish. I don't know whether it will be on the shelves in Waterstones soon, or whether they're only dispatching it from their warehouse, you know. But I tend to order from them now because I know you can get things a little bit early. And I don't know if that's a bit naughty of them, really, you know, giving them out before the release date, but I'm not complaining. I'm very thankful, and that's why I, part of the reason why I tell people about them. I'm also an affiliate, so if you buy through them, then I get a little commission, so I'm very grateful to those that do that. There we go. Now the flowers inside, I think I'm going to do them, I was going to do them in a pink. I want them to really stand out, so I'm going to do them in 61. My stomach is rumbling. So I'm going to make the bottom a bit darker, fade towards the top a bit like that. Same here. I might just put a bit of a line in there. Now, oh, there's a dog barking. Now we've got the base of the flower. I think it's the 52 that are those leaves. I'm just going to use it there. And then his eye. Now his eye, I will use a grey 8, and I will put some this side and this side. Try and leave the top and the bottom a bit free of colour. Now the bubbles. Now I would often do them in a pen, but I'm not going to today because I want to be able to shut the book. This is 35 because I might want to do something else in it, and if I've got a wet pen, it'll only go onto the back cover, but yeah, let's just sharpen that a bit. I'm going to make it a little bit darker in the bottom, try and leave a little white bit at the top. It's quite tricky. And there he is. There we go, just a quickie for today, but as I say, I will be doing plenty of videos from here. But yes, thank you for watching. All the links you need, the colouring book index sheet and links to buy the book, my affiliate links, are all in the description if you need them. But thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited. Have a super day and happy colouring.